we're jamming.
Yo, mama.
We're jamming. Dance with me, Mark.
Every smiles, everybody smiles.
Get jiggy with it.
Yeah, that's right, man. So you're gonna get your ones in, buddy. That damn internet thing.
Dance with me, Mark. Dance with me. It's a happy song.
Haha, dance, folks. Everybody smiles and dances.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to P&K Space Imaging. Looking at rocks, looking at one dead one floating around the Earth. Welcome back.
Horrible thing to say.
Well, it's pretty much dead.
In fact, we're going to look at a big dead pockmarked on the Earth.
Exactly.
You say it like that, I just feel like hanging up.
It is a big pockmarked planet. Well, not planet, but...
It's a moon.
It's a moon. It's a moon.
It's a space station.
That's all right.
Yep.
All right, there we go.
Yes, the moon's not hollow. The moon does not ring like a bell. That's a myth based on its solid nature. So let's just get rid of that right now.
It vibrates.
All the craters are not the same depth. You can verify that very easily with the lunar reconnaissance.
Are we just going to go through and just name them all real quick?
Yeah, that's right.
Sounds good. Okay.
Yeah. The craters are round because of the impact energy distribution is spherical, just like when you skip a stone across the water. Every time it hits the water, you see concentric, perfect circles radiating away from the impact sites, even though the rock is sliding along at a very shallow angle to the water. Same thing happens on the moon. Actually, you should use the water as a model for that.
Yes.
Yeah, so there, that's it.
Which involves my favorite word, liquefaction.
Liquefaction. That's better than putrefaction, which we don't get on the moon.
Ha! Sausage.
We get free. We get free. We get freeze drawn. What the hell did that come from? We get freeze drawing.
Let's see. Let's see who all is still listening. I bet you they're all like tuned out because I was playing music, so like nobody's hearing us anyway.
No, they're just.
Wait, rock stars hearing us. You
don't have your volume up yet, so how do they know?
Oh, I got it up. It's all pumping out. It's live on the airwaves.
Oh, we're in trouble now.
Oh, this is the new refractor. Oh, I forgot about this. Yes,
really?
Refractor. Let me put it up.
See.
There we go. Hold on there. See, it is now. Bang! It's the Celestron 102 ED.
Oh.
Yes.
The 102 erectile dysfunction refractor. That's good.
Yes. That was completely uncalled for.
Well, you said it's a...
Listen, he got it up. It's pointed.
Hey,
right at the moon. So you can't blame the guy. And, truthfully, 102 is pretty impressive.
It still says Celestron 9.
It is a good scope, though.
There we go.
There we go.
Celestron 102 ED. Yeah, that's actually one of the... I'm actually searching for a second piggyback scope to put on the one out there, and I have a 5-inch refractor right now, rich field, and I might put that one again. But I think that I'd like to get one of these EDs or apochromatic guys, which this one is not. But for the money, it was really good and delivers fantastic views. Yeah,
I mean, you can't really do stargazing unless you have at least a refractor around. You know what I mean?
I know, because the refractor gives you the best images.
Yeah. And for anybody wondering, that's refractors are, you can really, they're common cheap telescopes. Like you can get cheap refractors.
Yep.
But still, even the cheap ones I found actually have some pretty good optics to them. If they're done right. You're not going to get one at Kmart and, have it blow your mind. But, if you get like a $90 or $120 one at like Celestron, absolutely.
That's right.
It's all about optics.
Yep.
It looks good. And that's actually the second thing I bought, because when I bought my reflector, I went it was about 3 weeks later and got the refractor.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Wow. Look at that.
Ain't it crazy? Well, y'all see what we saw earlier. He was in there, man. We were crater diving. He might do it again, too. Where are we at? 61. Okay, so we're coming down the other side now, so we're past zenith. Dropping quick, too.
Well, you still have, another 3 hours.
Easily. Easily. Hey, by the way, if you guys have any questions for Mark, everybody knows Mark. I don't have to introduce him anymore, right? Like you all know who he is. Like almost everybody I see in here knows who Mark is. If somebody doesn't know who Mark is, let me know. We'll tell you.
I don't know who he is. Is he someone that I'm supposed to know? He's nobody important, right?
Not that I know of.
Okay, that's what I thought. Then the heck with it.
Some dick from the Discovery Channel. I
You
don't
don't
know.
introduce
Something about that.
just anybody like that. I mean, that's just crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, everybody here that's in the chat, it looks like, is probably subscribed to you over there at SkyTour.
No, I hope so. It's SkyTour live stream on the SkyTour live stream YouTube channel.
And
yeah.
I bet you didn't put it on there so you can post it in the chat, did you?
Why would I just immediately stick it in as soon as I arrive? I mean,
Jeez Louise, you always have that ready.
I don't.
It's a rookie move. Jesus.
I'm not. It's, you know what it is?
Rookie.
I'm not here to seek subscribers. I'm here to enjoy the moon with all the people that want to enjoy the moon.
Oh, I love it when you lie.
Oh, come on, man. That's so. Are you such
Somebody
a
post Mark's link. If we're talking about the channel, it should be up there. Hey,
monster sometimes.
I am brutal. I'm brutal.
I posted the link for you.
There you go. Anybody that doesn't know Mark. There you go.
And hey, you know, this is for SkyTour live stream East and West. By April 30th, we'll have 2 functional observatories on both sides of the continent. We're going to be able to take images of the moon and show them in 3D, man. You know that?
You stepping on our game, bro?
Nope, I'm showing the moon in 3D. Imagine it. If you see the same view from across the country, then the angle, the phase angle is a little bit different. And so you put those images together, and you can actually create a 3D image of the moon.
Okay, so who's up for the Moon VR experience?
That is right. It'll be the Moon VR experience.
We can do it. We can do it.
That's right. And I want everybody to understand, too, I've offered, should I say this, Keith?
No, I don't care.
What I offered that P&K can also share our observatory out there with a telescope here of their own and install a telescope out in the middle of the desert with us.
So, Paul, that means once you hear this on playback, or unless you're listening now, that means you can take one of those 12 scopes that are sitting around and pop one out in the observatory out in Arizona.
No, 13 now. He has 13.
Oh, yeah, 13. No, probably 14 by now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's because another day's passed. Well, you know what?
But, dude, how cool would that be? Like Moon VR. Like live Moon VR.
Of course. And you have to make sure you have the same scope out there. I'm going to do that. I'm going to have the same scope here as out there, and I'm going to be able to create 3D images of the moon. It does not work with other objects, obviously. Right. It'll work with the moon.
Yep.
And that's it. Actually, the distance across the United States is actually a perfect what we call interocular distance for a 3D image.
Yep.
It's a perfect interocular distance because it corresponds to just about the size of the moon. So it's a little bit, almost exactly the size of the moon. So we're going to actually have a nice angle, an interocular distance angle to utilize for that. That'll be cool.
It'd be badass to be able to be in VR.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine doing it at the same time, okay? And if you have them coincident, well, now guess what you've got? We can actually create a way for people to have 3D glasses that use the strobing shutter and actually use computers to use their computer to actually alternate which image goes to their eyes. Do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to give you seizures.
It doesn't give you seizures, you moron.
Didn't you just say strobing?
You don't see it. You don't see it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark D'Antonio is trying to kill you. He's a murderer.
Oh.
Trying to kill you with strobing. If you're epileptic, you will not be able to see this.
Help me some more.
It would be cool, though.
No, it's actually
pretty badass.
I mean, well, you can use the cross-eyed approach to see them in 3D, or you can use, the 3D glasses. But we could do stereo anaglyphs, or we can do regular cross-vision 3D. But you're going to see a 3D moon. Any image of the moon we take, we'll be able to make in 3D.
Yeah, we're going to have to do that.
You have to, but you're going to need a space. Where could that be? I know.
So we can do individual scenes of like Clavius or Aristarchus from two different sides of the United States, and then we can pretty much 3D map that.
Absolutely.
And then we can stick like one of these unlucky bastards in the chat and put some VR glasses on them and say, hey, We're sending you to Aristarchus. Tell us what you find.
That's right. Sit down, Beavis.
There
Enjoy.
you go. There you go. Now all we need is volunteers.
Well, hey, butthead, this is going into my head.
Yeah, crazy. I think it would work though. But how? Well, let's see. We would almost have to make a platform for that because you wouldn't. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Well,
What's the matter? What do you mean?
oh, there goes that cord again. Oh, Jesus.
What
That
cord?
cord. Paul has been cursing that cord all night. It's
What?
the one going out again. The camera cord. It
Oh.
keeps going out.
Am I about to lose the camera?
No, well, yeah, you'll lose it for a second, but then he gets it plugged back in, and he just moved it over to the 9 again. So,
Okay.
yeah, so we're back on the 9. It'll come. And we're overexposed. And we see a couple little stars in the background because we're overexposed. Wink, wink.
Ah, no longus.
No, longest, okay.
Longus on.
By the way, if you guys have any astronomy questions or telescope questions or any kind of questions about anything, feel free to ask them in the chat. Mark pretty much probably knows the answer to it.
Maybe, maybe not. You know what?
Maybe not.
I don't
But
know.
he'll give you the scientific answer for it anyway.
We did have a really good stream last night. We streamed the moon, okay, but we caught the moon. There's a point just before first quarter, which is where we are now. And of course, that corresponds to when the moon is 1/4 of the way or the quarter of the way around the Earth. So it's called the first quarter of the path. So first quarter. And when we looked at the moon just before first quarter, it's only there for a few hours at this time. But it is called the X. How many of you out there in chat? And there's about 68 of you watching right now. How many of you have seen the lunar X?
The lunar X.
Yeah. I put up a post showing the photo of the lunar X we took last night.
Me, I've seen it.
Yes, you've seen it.
Yep. A lot of people. We had it here one night, I think. Not too far back. But you
Yeah.
have to get it just the right time.
Yeah, that's right. And we did. We went in just, since yesterday was clear, I said, hey, let's go into here and let's look for cool things in the moon. And we found the lunar X. And it was, I caught it just before it really started. And about an hour later, it was in full profundity on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of just appears.
W, I am so sorry you have the flu.
Yeah, the flu sucks. As
Yeah.
long as it's not coronavirus, you're good to go.
Yeah. You know what? I have an idea. The coronavirus, the Corona beer companies registered losses of profit because of this virus.
I know. Stupid, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I was going to say is all they have to do is print up new labels and put cure after the word Corona.
Yeah.
And that's it. Corona cure. Hey.
But Corona cured
Yeah, Corona cure.
perfectly. Very, very small at the bottom. So Corona and cured in big letters and imperfectly below that.
Yeah.
People are dumb. Like
Well-
coronavirus, you're going to relate that to Corona beer? Like, really?
You know what? It's weird what people think sometimes. But sometimes they do.
It's like relating Lou Gehrig's disease to the baseball player. Pfft. Oh, wait. Never mind.
Never mind.
But seriously, we're talking about a beer here. Like, why would they call it the coronavirus? Is that something that China did?
Yeah. Yep.
Like, is that how they say it in Chinese and it just came across to us as corona?
I don't know.
We should look that up. Somebody should look that up. How did they get it to name Corona? I know because it was like Hovine 13 or something like that.
OVNI, is that OV and yeah.
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 But they're probably like, the scientists are probably drinking a Corona and be like, time to bury this company. We shall call it coronavirus. Drunk scientist.
That's right.
I don't even think they have Corona in China.
I don't think so.
Maybe that's a way of like China giving Mexico the big FU. You know what I mean? Like maybe they're mad at them for something.
By killing, thousands of their own people first.
Yeah, well, still. I mean, it's like, oh, we can name this deadly plague after, this Mexican beer.
Because that's the United States.
It's like a passive-aggressive FU. You know what I mean?
Through
Like
the-
maybe Mexico did something like 10 years ago.
circuitously grinding its way through multiple countries to get to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like maybe the Mexican leader, because you know how he was really like outspoken about Trump and everything. Like maybe the Mexican leader that was before this current guy, maybe he like called him Pooh Bear or something.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, are people getting in trouble for calling the Chinese leader Pooh Bear? Winnie the Pooh? Because he looked like him?
oh, bother.
Yeah, they were shutting it down on the internet in China because the people were calling their leader Winnie the Pooh and he hated it.
What? He looks like
That
Winnie
is
the...
a true story. Look it up and tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, well, more like Winnie the Poop, you know. I mean, the guys... You know,
And people
I
are going
don't-
to say, no, that was North Korea, but it's not. It's China.
No.
China's people online on their own separate Chinese internet were calling their leader Winnie the Pooh, and he was pissed. And he started deleting them off all these sites. Crazy. So maybe he was pissed at Mexican beer. I don't know.
Hey, I want to just say one thing. I want to say hi to Emma Dillon. She has a great question. She wants to talk about Betelgeuse instead of Winnie the Pooh. Is that going to work for you?
Oh, bother.
Yeah. Oh,
Sure.
Papa.
Sure, go ahead.
Eeyore, maybe we can have some honey. All right, Pooh. Now, Emma asked a good question. Says, can we talk about Betelgeuse and what is expected to happen? And she loves your stream. Okay, and Emma, you also should subscribe to our stream, a Sky Tour live stream. And I'll put the link in the chat again. That's where we talk about things like that all the time. There's the link. The Betelgeuse is brightening again. So it appears that maybe one of these characteristics of these supergiant, red supergiants like Betelgeuse has caused us to think that something was going on that may not have been. And this is beautiful, by the way. These mountains are gorgeous.
Oh, I know, and he's zooming in on them damn things, too.
Yeah. So to finish up with Emma, her question is really good because when you have a star that's a red supergiant, it tends to have, in its later years, when it's finally bloated into this red giant, the outer layers of the star are so far from the inner layers and from the core, because the star is expanded and bloated so much that the outer layers just need a little bit of a push, and that comes from flares and radiative energy from inside. And they can be free of the star. When they go drifting away from the star, they can actually become something that obscures the star. And we're thinking that one of these giant bubbles that blew off of Betelgeuse, we've seen them before. We actually Betelgeuse is one of the few stars we can photograph and see as a disk, which isn't a disk. It's sort of a blobby-looking thing because it's misshapen from all the large, complex convective cells it has on its surface. And one of these may have got away. It might have been a really big one. We've seen some that are about a third of the size of the star. If one of those is heading toward us in our line of sight, well, then it's very possible that might have diminished the brightness of Betelgeuse to us as it moved away from the star. And then once it dissipated and started to thin out, Betelgeuse is brightening up again. So that's a theory. It's not guaranteed.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're going to crash into the moon now. You better tell Paul to hold off on that spacecraft.
Oh, by the way, Mark, you weren't here last time. On January 7th or 8th, I forget which one, we started our own conspiracy theory to see how far it would reach.
Yeah.
And it actually reached out of our domain. Okay, that night,
Tell
we
me.
started a conspiracy theory in the chat between all of us. We wanted it to get out. And then we just talked about it like it was real for the longest time. But here's a conspiracy theory. And tell me if you see it on any other sites or anybody else pushing this. Okay. Oumuamua was on the moon. It took off 1 million years ago. But its parking spot remained because there's no air on the moon. So Schiller Crater is where Oumuamua was parked, and now it came back around, so now we're seeing it. But that's its original parking spot was on the moon in Schiller Crater.
Isn't Schiller like an elongated crater? Okay. Well, I mean, what you say is true. I mean, we have long suspected that Oumuamua was, in fact, originated on the moon and not interstellar, as the NASA folks would try to have you believe. But Oumuamua is definitely something from the moon. You can tell easily, looking at all the data from Oumuamua, that it is probably lunar in origin and probably was parked in Schiller Crater. Most likely is a alien spacecraft.
Yep. My thoughts exactly.
Is that your thoughts exactly?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
If that clip gets out there, because anyone who knows me knows I absolutely do not believe any of that, but that part of it won't get out there, you know?
Exactly. It's just the fact that you said it.
Yeah. The fact that I said it will get out there. They'll cut that and put it in, and nothing I can say will bring it out.
But it's out of our realm now because somebody started posting about it. And actually, Kimmy, and she saw a video about it.
No way. Really? Kim? That?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's funny.
Isn't that crazy? So we were sitting there just talking about it all night, how Oumuamua came off of Schiller Crater and left that parking spot there. And then it looks like that. If anybody's seen the Apollo 20 videos that the guy from Africa did years back, that made everybody believe that there's this giant spaceship on the moon and they found 2 bodies in there, and it was complete bullshit. But that little spaceship looked like it was in Schiller Crater too, and that little spaceship that was in that video looked like Oumuamua.
How about that?
It's all connecting the dots.
Uh-huh.
I'm a researcher.
Yeah.
Research. That's what I do. I sit on YouTube 14 hours a day and research.
Yeah, right.
That is research. Watching other people's videos about bullshit is my kind of research.
Yes, and as David would say, you looked up your information on Oumuamua, right?
Yeah. Methane. Mr. Methane. One of my favorite people ever.
Yes, green cape and green mask. What a weirdo.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. So if you guys see that anywhere, anybody listening in the chat or listening just in general, if you see that conspiracy theory anywhere, point them to this video. This is where it started.
Dan Campbell.
And we were saying, for the record, right now, it is completely 100% fake. We started it. You're stupid. Get off of YouTube. Wow. We just wanted to see how far it would go, and people picked it up.
Yeah,
it happened.
Yeah.
Because it's believable to somebody.
Yeah.
Not to mention Oumuamua is way bigger than Schiller Crater, but okay.
How big is Schiller? No, actually, if you can see Schiller Crater, then Oumuamua is going to be way smaller.
It's none of your damn business, and I thank you to stay out of my personal affairs.
Well, okay then. I think we're done talking about Oumuamua because Keith's heard enough. Bother him with the facts.
Either way, it's just a bunch of space turds. It doesn't matter.
Oh.
They ain't bothering nobody. They just fly by, you wave, let them go. You're fine. Neat to look at, sure. Hey, did Oumuamua start smoking as it went around the sun? Did we see that?
No, it didn't. Smoking. It didn't do any cometary outbursts.
No? Okay.
It was gone too quickly.
Oh, okay. So it kind of just went through the solar system and didn't get picked up by, is it orbiting our sun?
No, it came way up from high above the solar, the ecliptic plane.
Okay.
It came down, went around the sun, and headed right back out. And it's heading out, I believe, toward Pegasus right now in that direction.
That thing had to be moving.
It was. It was.
If
moving.
that thing didn't get caught up in the gravity, number one.
No, it was well over 150,000 kilometers an hour that came through it. It's about 180,000 maybe. Yeah. So.
It's a giant space Mr. Hanky just flying through space.
Woohoo! Yes.
Yeah. I like the artist renderings of it.
Christmas.
It's like it doesn't do it any favors to make it look cool.
Yeah. I did one of those. I did an ABC special with Avi Loeb from Harvard Astrophysical Observatory, and he suggested, rightly, that because we don't know a lot about what it was, it could very well have also been an alien space probe, for all we know.
Here we go with your aliens. Everything's aliens to you.
Talk about a conspiracy getting legs. He wasn't saying it was an alien space probe just because he's Avi Loeb from Harvard. Okay, he wasn't saying that. He was actually saying we don't know enough about it. It could very well have also been this. Saying it could have been.
Wait. So let me guess. They took it out of context, and all these UFO sites played it, saying that this Harvard professor said it was a UFO and aliens.
That's exactly right.
God damn, I'm good.
No,
Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? That never happens.
Almost everybody. I mean, it was pretty obvious.
Yeah, true.
And Dang is right. It was a hyperbolic. Actually, it was actually moving on a parabolic path, not hyperbolic, but still, it was most excellent apparition
Yeah.
came through. We also had an interstellar comet that whipped through here, and Lucky Mo asks, Oumuamua is supposed to rhyme with holy cow. Well, it means messenger from afar
Yeah.
in Hawaiian. So,
In Hawaiian?
yes, it's a Hawaiian name.
Oh.
Oumuamua. It's Oumuamua.
Yes.
Oumuamua. Or Oumuamua.
I want to learn that language.
I
Hawaiian?
started learning the native Hawaiian too because
There's not a lot of sharp T's or P's.
a lot of
Or like-
apostrophes.
Yeah, but like Oumuamua, like just flows. Oumuamua diabuyo. You know?
Well,
Like,
all
I don't
the
know. It just seems like a really like relaxed language.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah, but you'll forever be a haole, okay?
Who?
A haole.
Halloween.
Haole.
Oh,
Haole. You're a mainlander. You'll always be a haole to them.
well.
Well, I mean, I would be too, but I'd have a little less so because I'm Native American in my mother's side. So,
Excuse me.
Yes.
Me.
are you Native American?
75% Lenape. Thank you.
Who?
Lenape. Indians. Look it up.
Don't know who they are.
Of course you don't. We're special. We hid behind the trees when the white man came.
Yeah, okay.
We did. And then we traded with them for skunk furs.
they stink.
I'm serious. You think I'm joking? Look up Lenape Indian right now, D'Antonio. D'Antonio is not an Indian name.
It's not my mother's name though. She was
Okay.
ex-Poland, as in Poland Spring.
Yeah, well, my mother's maiden name was Tree Bark.
Yeah, okay.
She was known as Willa Tree Bark. and her father was Chief Squatting Dog.
Yeah, okay.
Take that. Beat you in something finally.
I grant you.
No, seriously. If you want to say it seriously, I am 75% Lenape. Yep. And they are native to the east coast of the United States. East, northeast, kind of Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, New York, even West Virginia, kind of.
So to be 75%, it means that you have to be.
Yes. My mom was a quarter.
Yes. And
Dad was full.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that kind of works at 75%. It's probably like 72%, but.
Mm-hmm. Well, my nephew, who shall remain nameless because he'll be the butt of cruel jokes, is 2% Neanderthal.
Oh, well,
Mm-hmm.
They have buses for that now.
Yeah. Yeah, but they're longer than they used to be.
Yeah.
Yes, and the windows are not liquor windows.
You mean they kind of get cleaned with Windex every day?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. See, look, David Schmidt, Lenape. Yep, told you. Thank you. Lenape, Lenape. Yep, correct.
Right.
And what kind of Indian were you?
Passamaquoddy.
Who?
Passamaquoddy.
Okay, well, see, look, mine's better than yours already. At least mine sounds like an Indian name.
Wow.
Yours is, what'd you say? Squatty potty? It did kind of sound like that. Though.
See, folks, even amongst indigenous peoples, prejudice reigns supreme at times, and you can hear the racism in his voice.
Well,
at
least I'm not a Neanderthal.
Neither am I.
No, that's right. You're on. Anyway, hey, have you ever used a squatty potty?
Yes, I'm doing it right.
Are great.
Right now, as a matter of fact, yes.
No, seriously.
Right in the middle of it.
If you gotta take an Oumuamua, a squatty potty is like your top-rated thing, man.
Oh my god.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
Don't just because it looks like a little step stool for your toilet. I'm telling you, use a squatty potty. Anybody in the chat, I dare you. It'll be the best thing you bought this year. Just saying. Back to astronomy.
All right after these words for a squatty potty with Keithy.
No. Wait, hold on. You ever use one of those toilet? Never mind. Okay, we won't talk about that right now. But
I gotta talk about the things you spray on the toilet.
Yeah, it was like Anyway, it makes you so fresh and so clean.
Yeah, that's like toilet poo pourri.
Yeah. Hey, oh my God, I should trademark that.
It is
Poo-pourri.
not. That's the name of it.
Oh, well, now you owe them money. You
It's
said it on a live broadcast.
Pourri.
Poo-pourri.
No, I said it on your broadcast. Poo pourri, poo pourri, poo pourri.
Now you're costing me money.
Poo pourri, pourri.
All right.
Don't say poo pourri. Whatever you do, don't say poo pourri. Hey, if you think about saying poo pourri, don't say poo pourri, because if you say poo pourri,
Oh, I know that poo-pourri stuff. That's the stuff you spray on the toilet before you mua.
yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And
Make sure mua smell like a candy cane. No? Oh, okay. Look at this beautiful site we got. We got the Appalachians of Luna.
yeah, that's not the Appalachians of Luna.
Well, let's just pretend, all right?
Okay.
Help a brother out over here. Jeez.
Okay. Right, the way you've been helping me all night.
What is that area, Mark? Go ahead.
I don't know. I've been paying attention.
Oh, my Lord. Jeez.
You're the guy that has the stream going. You better know what this is.
Yeah, but you're the astronomer.
Yeah, but it's
I
not.
just called it the Appalachians of Luna, and you basically called me a Neanderthal.
No, I did not call you a Neanderthal.
Well, you said it wasn't. So tell me what it is. If you say the Rockies of Luna, I'm going to slap you.
No. It looks like the region. Looks sort of near. No, it doesn't look like that either. I'm trying to see where this is.
My Lord.
I don't know where we're looking. This is like a puzzle, you know.
Yeah, we're right on the Terminator. There's a hint for you.
I got that already.
Okay.
I figured that out.
The land goes upward.
Yes, I got that. I think we're near Sinus Medi or something like that.
Big shadow.
Yes, I think we're near Sinus Medi.
Yeah. That is, man, look at the detail in that.
Mm-hmm. It's really
I'm going
pretty.
to see if he can zoom that mountain range, since it's kind of calm right now.
Oh.
Let me see here.
Sinus Medi or the sinus vaporum in that area?
I'm going to see if he can zoom the mountain sides.
Okay, never mind. That's all right. I'll just wait.
What happened?
Nothing. I'm all right. Is
Of
that
course, now he left.
Apennines? Is that the Apennine Mountains? Is that Montes Apenninus?
Daniel said it's the Adirondacks. I thought it looked familiar.
It might be the Apennines.
And he texted back to me. He said, sure.
Those are the Apennines.
Who?
The Apennines.
Okay, say that again slowly.
Apennines.
Okay, Apennines. Okay, I got you now.
Apennines.
I didn't realize if you were saying Alpinines or Epennines. I just wanted to make it clear.
Yes, it looks like. I can't tell for sure. But it looks like the Montes Apenninus. And now he's left them behind.
Yes, but he'll go back. Because I asked him to zoom the mountainsides.
Okay.
And that's what we're going to do. Oh my God, it's 9 o'clock already? We've been doing this for a half hour already?
Have we?
Jeez.
Oh
So tell me about this veggie burger.
It was very good.
I'm interested. Like, what's in it? Like, specifically, what's in it?
Sweet potato and a few other things.
That tells me a lot.
Tells you enough.
So it's a sweet potato burger, basically. Is it mostly sweet potato?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's a sweet potato based burger.
Yes, but it's really good.
Okay.
Like,
is there anything in it, like onions or peppers or?
Yeah, spices.
All right. Mm-hmm. Oh, just everybody in the chat. Paul said, "Quick piss, 1 second."
Wow, that's really nice of you to pass that on.
Well, sometimes when you gotta go, you gotta go. At least it's not in a mua. Sitting here for a little bit.
That's Aristillus, by the way, at the top of the screen.
But I should mention he'll never have that problem because Paul has a squatty potty.
Oh.
I should get them as a sponsor. Let me write that down.
That's not yours.
Squatty potty.
Is that what like is? No.
Sponsor. Question mark?
Yeah.
Contact.
Okay, and the next line, right?
There we go.
Negative.
You would shit your pants, literally, if I got Squatty Potty as a sponsor. You would. Literally.
I would.
Just because you did, I'd send you a Squatty Potty. They should be cheap by now. I mean, they have to be making them out of plastic by now since they first came out.
Well, I mean, people make them out of shoe boxes, okay? So I have a feeling that you don't have to buy one.
That's not the point. It's not technically engineered like a squatty potty is.
Oh, I see.
Squatty potty is technically engineered to put your legs at just the right angle. I can't talk about this anymore.
Even you were losing it.
I'm just stretching it. All right. Anyway, Paul's going to zoom these mountains here in a second.
Ronald, in his ever-present omniscience and tact, says, "This is taking forever."
What's taking forever?
Whatever this is.
He said 50%. This is taking forever. That's Ronald in his computer. I bet you he's doing something to his computer.
Oh, okay.
He's the only guy I know that can destroy a computer in 3 weeks.
Mm.
Ronald, didn't you say you were going to sue Microsoft?
Didn't Ronald say he was going to send the Celestron back he bought because it wasn't working?
Yeah, and that's like, I don't know. I think his main problem is the radio server that he uses is not. It's not a encrypted site.
Well, he lives on a postage stamp. How good can his internet be?
Well, no, that the radio place, it's not a secure site, which is totally surprised to hell to me. So my Norton's going crazy when I go over there. It's blocking everything.
Oh, his Mixer site, Mixler?
Yeah, and I'm like, why? Mixer's a pretty big company. Why don't they have their site encrypted? Like, that's just,
that's
common
bad.
sense. Anyway, there's the zoom in on the mountains.
Right, and there's a Radistein's just to the left there.
Yep.
All right, and now we're on Mons. That's Mons Wolf right there that he zoomed into.
There we go.
Yeah, it has that little vertical slice going through it there. Mons Wolf. That means Wolf Mountain. Yep.
It's pretty.
Those mountains.
How high do you think the mountains are?
Well, they're 35 kilometers across, actually. Mm-hmm. So as far as their height, that's misleading because it looks like they're really craggy and so forth. But really, when you get down there, you notice that they're really not. It's all soft there when you get down there.
So we're saying 1,000, 2,000 feet?
Probably a little more. We're probably looking at maybe 4,000 to 5,000 in altitude above the floor of that. Where are we here? We're in.
So what you're saying, it'd be a hell of a time sledding.
You betcha.
It's a nice, not. I mean, it looks really vertical from here, but
yeah,
it's probably more of a slope once you get there.
It is. And this is actually, we're actually looking at the basin to the upper left is I think Mare Imbrium, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, and these are the Apennine Mountains that we're talking about here.
Yeah. Okay,
that crater right there in the center of that one is actually a crater called Conan. Believe it or not. And just a little, that's actually 21 kilometers across, that crater at the bottom there. And that little one to the upper right of it, again, another simple crater, like Conan is simple. That crater is Eratus, and that is only 10 kilometers across. He's looking at it right now.
He's just a little guy.
Yeah, 10 kilometers. So here on Earth.
So it looks so small from here, but you get in there, and it's just like huge.
That's a simple crater. It just goes down and then up, and it has some debris in the bottom, flattening the bottom that has come crumbling down from the sides. Mm-hmm. But that's the issue, that we have here, and to the left there, to the upper left, that's Rima Hadley, okay, which is again Mons Hadley is the Hadley Mountain there.
Right. Hey, did they announce where the Artemis mission is going to land?
I did not hear that.
No, I didn't either. I didn't know if they announced the spot or not, because once they do, we're going to be checking out it a lot.
I imagine so, because it's going to be on the near side.
Yeah. But I didn't know whether they announced it.
Oh, is that Manilius crater right there?
I don't know. I don't have my crater map up.
It's below center, and then to the upper right, that's actually
he's going for the tips.
Menelaus. Steak tips?
Just the tip.
Oh, okay.
You'll see.
Okay.
I wish I had enough computer power to put it on Skype so you see it live.
Yes, because I can't see it live.
Yeah. There you go. It's going in on YouTube.
No. I'm on YouTube and it's not going in at all.
Well, then you suck. Make sure you're live, because I'm at a 9/11/22.
I'm at 9/11/08.
Holy crap! Are you? And you're live?
Yes, huh?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he's zooming in now. I see that.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, because I got the YouTube feed up to the right.
That little crater to the upper left is Wallace. And he's coming down now. Again, let's see.
Ooh, there's the Batman caves.
Right.
Right there to the left.
That's where Batman and Robin come out of. That's right.
It's a top open cave. That's where they shoot the rockets out of.
That's right. That's where all the rockets come out of.
Yeah,
yeah, and that's really pretty. That's a very...
It's actually a really weird shadow for right there.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can see the shadow kind of gives away the sharpness. I mean, it's not...
Yeah.
There is some sharpness to it, but it's actually... When you get down to it, it's actually rounded. There's no sharp, craggy edges anywhere on the moon, except maybe with any recent strikes.
Mark, do you want to answer obtuse one or comment?
What did he say? Neither NASA or Elon Musk can even get a camera on the moon. If they could, we would watch that on a live feed. Well, actually, that's actually a very cool idea.
I'm game.
I'd love to see a live 24-hour camera on the moon. There's only one problem, and that is the moon is an extremely difficult place to get to. You might think it's easy to land on the moon because it only has 1/6 gravity. It's easier than getting to Mars, that's for sure, but it's really quite difficult to get something to the moon. Judging by the failures that have happened around here.
Right. Think about all the stuff we go through. Okay, just think about this. The Earth is spinning.
Yes.
The moon is orbiting the Earth.
Yeah.
And we're moving through space orbiting the sun. And this whole thing is maneuvering through space.
That's right.
Now, do the math.
That crater to the left is Meade.
Yep.
And the crater just...
You know what? I get it, though, because people see stuff like this and they see the moon all close.
Okay, I'll stay quiet.
Yeah, stay quiet. But they see the moon all close and they think, oh, yeah, but it's not. It's hard. It's very hard. Now you can go. I'll continue. It's hard. It's very hard to do. Okay, Captain Crater, tell us what we're looking at. By the way, I tried calling Bill.
Did
Get
you?
a hold of him, yeah. I don't know if he's off tonight or if he's doing something.
Maybe Bill doesn't want to talk to you because you're you.
Yeah, that's probably right.
He doesn't want to talk because of your Laniaka heritage.
Not a fan of squatty potties. Yep. Go ahead. What crater are we looking at?
No, that's we already talked about it.
Oh.
Yeah, we talked about those craters already.
Oh, okay. We'll have to wait till we move forward.
Okay.
Rockstar says is the coronavirus on the moon. It probably originated there.
That's Conan crater in the middle there, and right above it, that little tiny simple crater is also that's Aratus.
No.
We talked about that though.
And to the left is Mini Plato.
Mini Plato? No, it isn't.
No.
No.
In my head it was.
Okay, your head is wrong.
Okay. What's the real name?
If you're talking about the biggest crater to its left, it's Archimedes.
Archimedes.
Or for you, Archimedes.
Archimedes. Captain Copernicus.
That's not Archimedes there. That's Archimedes there.
That's Archimedes.
Yes.
Archimedes.
Archimedes.
We should, yeah. We should just make it a habit, to say the names just wrong. Just pronounce them wrong.
That's right.
Welcome to Clavius.
Yeah, right. Clavius.
Aristarchus.
That's right. Hey, where's he going, man?
Put that camera back on Tico.
Tico.
Ticho.
It's Taicho. What the hell's wrong with you? Jesus. Taicho, of course.
Oh, yeah. It is. Well, you know what? It's not. It doesn't have that overlay of like haze that he usually has down there. Even though it's active air and it's a little wobbly, it's still a lot clearer than it normally is.
Hey, that's Clavius.
Huh?
Isn't that Clavius?
No. Where the hell do you see Clavius?
He's at the
Clavius
bottom.
is the big crater with the moons of the moon going around it, with the small to large.
Yeah, isn't that what I'm looking at
Craters.
here? Oh, no, that's not Clavius. Yeah, no, I lost where I was. I lost where we were going.
Oh, guys, look to the right-hand side when he does this pan, and you'll see the contour of the moon surface. It's really interesting.
I used to run a lab where I would actually teach people how to figure out how high those things are.
Yeah. Look at that.
I don't see it yet.
You'll see it. It comes off to the right-hand side. You'll see the contour of the moon on the side there. Because you think it's completely round. Well, guess what?
No, of course not.
Our moon has scabies. It's pretty, though. Doesn't it give you like a weird feeling like it's just sitting out there in space judging us?
No.
Like it's been around for like all mankind. Like imagine if the moon could talk.
Okay.
Think about it. Everything our moon has seen through its non-existent eyes.
Okay.
It came into existence. It was born.
That's Meade.
It got the shit kicked out of it.
Center of the crater, right above the Live from Miami, Florida. That's Meade's crater.
Yes.
I mean, yes.
I'm disagreeing with you.
You are disagreeing or agreeing? It's
I'm agreeing.
Okay, good.
But I was saying, it came into existence. It got the shit kicked out of it by a bunch of heavy bombardment. And then it just lays there, dead.
Actually, the moon did more to hurt us than help us. I think that many people think that the moon has saved us because it made life possible, all that. Actually, it didn't really. Yes, it changed the course of how life formed, but it didn't make it more likely that life would form. In fact, it made it less likely that life would form here. That's a little new one for you. I don't know if people have heard that before. But the fact is, look how many craters you're seeing. That means this is how many, asteroids and meteors have struck the moon. An equal number has hit the Earth. But because Earth has an ecology and an environment where we have erosion and weather, all those craters have been removed over time. Many are still here, and you can get a Google Earth overlay, in fact, to show all the many hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, thousands actually, that are still here on the Earth. But the moon being around us, the reason it hasn't helped us is because of the fact that the moon's gravity has assisted in pulling in other errant asteroids that could strike us, or meteors that could strike us. It pulls them with its gravity into our region of space. And then, of course, those meteors feel the Earth's tug more than the moon's, but the moon's tug adds that little extra impetus to bring more rocks per, millennium around the Earth-Moon system than if it wasn't here at all. So the fact that we had a major extinction event 66 million years ago, the Cretaceous Paleogene boundary, death of the dinosaurs. Okay, the fact that we had that tells me that maybe that wouldn't have happened if the moon hadn't been here. If the moon hadn't been here, we'd still have tides. Okay, that's another thing people don't realize. We'd still have tides. They'd be
still got that big light pulling on us.
That's right. We'd have the tides would be half the height they are now. So we wouldn't have 30-foot tides in the Bay of Fundy. We'd have 15-foot tides. Okay, we wouldn't have a 6-foot tide along the shorelines here. We'd have a 3-foot tide, but we'd still have a tide. We'd still have tidal flats. We'd still have ways for creatures to be left without water and learn how to breathe over time, with mutations leading to adaptations of being without water. And so I think that the moon has hurt us more than helped us. And I've said that for many years. I think that, it's not a special thing. It's actually, in spite of the moon, we survived, is kind of how I put it. In spite of the moon, we've survived.
And by the way, Mark, maybe you could tell us more about this. Our planet, our lovely Earth here, has a new moon.
Yes. Yeah. Apparently we do. Apparently we have this new moon. Actually, we've known about it for a number of years.
Or as Charmin calls it, a clinger.
Yeah, well, that's kind of funny. It's sort of even shaped like one.
Of course. Space
Yeah,
poo.
yeah, I guess so.
Anyway, what do we know about the new moon?
Well, it's really not going to be anything you're going to see in the night sky. It's not going to be something that's going to show up one day and it's on its way. No, it's always been there.
You
And it
think
won't
we
always-
captured it one night? Maybe you think that maybe that was the one thing we caught going across the camera the one night?
No, it's been here for millions of years, actually.
Oh, but you don't think it's possible? Like it would have passed between us and the other moon?
Oh, no. It's on a really, really weird orbit that takes it far outside the Earth-Moon system.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, we don't know a whole lot about it yet, but we do know that it's, we understand it could be, a rock, kind of like a small asteroid. And the bottom line is, we named it, 2020 CD3. Okay. And it's going to be, that's the name for now. Don't know the origin of the name. I guess 2020 is obvious. CD3, not sure. I think it has to do with the folks, the ones at the Arizona Lunar and Planetary Lab, named it, I guess. And they have to go through the Astronomical Union in order to name it and stuff like that. It does have a pretty strange orbit, around the Earth. So it doesn't do these neat little orbital loopings, ellipses around the Earth, but it actually has. It kind of looks more like thread. It looks like a bundle of thread. Like if you look at the orbit path it would leave, it would look like bundled up, tangled thread. It wouldn't look like a clean elliptic orbit.
Yeah.
And that's kind of interesting. But it's not always going to be here. It's going to eventually go because it's not in a stable orbit. Its connection to the Earth is just slight. It's not. It's only being tugged on in such a way that we've got it for now. But it's already eventually gonna. It's actually moving away from the Earth now anyway. And it'll be. It'll be heading away for good finally at some point in the future here. But you know what? It'll still be around the sun in some fashion. It's not big enough to cause anything but a big meteor shower. It's not something that could destroy the Earth.
Right.
And it was found on a photographic sky survey, so it wasn't even, it wasn't even something that was going to be, I guess, big enough to even live a long time. I mean,
right.
And I think that it's something that we've captured and we're releasing. So we're like it's catch and release, but for moons.
Let me ask you a serious question. And I'll even pose this question to the people in the chat.
That wasn't a serious question.
But yeah. But here's another one for you.
Okay.
What do you think is the best way to clean up our space above our planet? We really dropped the ball on this one.
Well, I think that we've been dropping the ball since the time of Telstar.
Yeah.
Tyros weather cell.
And it's just we haven't like you always ask like why haven't we learned our lesson? But now we have all this stuff, debris floating around our Earth.
Well, the thing is, we're tracking all that debris, and we know when it's going to come down.
Most of that debris.
Yeah.
There's no way they are tracking a bolt flying through space at 20,000 miles an hour.
No, we're not. Well, actually,
Yeah, maybe.
depends on the distance to the bolt.
Yes.
For shuttle orbits and ISS orbit, yes, we are.
Mm-hmm.
We know where all the bolts are. We know where the drop tool bags are and the tools. Astronauts that lost wrenches and stuff like that, or pieces of their tether assemblies or whatever. We know where all that is. So actually calculating where that's going is no small feat. I mean, there's so many in microgravity of orbit. There's so many influencers on the path, including molecules of atmosphere that vary depending on the daytime or nighttime cycle, the strength of the sunlight, the energetic excitement from the sun, if the sun is active or not. So there's a lot of things that influence where a tool that gets dropped in space will go.
Well, our Earth is constantly pulling things towards it, including satellites. So usually, sometimes they have to correct for that and lift the satellites up, further.
Which is why they go horizontally over the surface, so that
Right.
they actually fall at exactly the same rate that they're going around the Earth, so that they stay in the same orbit.
Right. So, what is the average amount of time? Let's say a tool bag.
Yeah.
What is, if it was left alone and to drop back to Earth on a normal? Let's go back to the shuttle missions, just a space shuttle, which is usually around ISS orbit, around that frame. How long do you think? How many orbits, or how many years do you think it would take for that bag to come back to Earth, eventually get sucked in by the gravity and hit the atmosphere?
It depends on the trajectory it was going when it was leaving. If it was just dropped and basically set motionless next to the astronaut in orbit, it's not actually motionless. It's going 17,500 miles an hour.
Right.
So it could stay there forever unless disturbed. And if you were to take it and push it toward the Earth from where you are, then little by little, it would go down toward the Earth and eventually start hitting atmosphere, maybe in as little as a few days to a week, depending on the speed you pushed it down with. It could actually re-enter the Earth's atmosphere in just a few weeks if it's going fast enough. Remember, we're over 250 miles up, so you'd have to basically push something with quite a lot of velocity toward the Earth to get it starting feeling the atmosphere. And basically, if you had a telescope and you aimed it at it, and the telescope was just fixed looking at like through a little sight, and you had a tool bag and you pushed it toward the Earth, and you pushed it in such a way that it was exactly going in the direction toward the Earth where it would stay in that telescope view, you'd eventually know it was hitting atmospheric molecules, because it would start to go to one side. It would drag, it would lag your orbit and start lagging the orbit. And that's the molecules striking it from the front as it's moving.
The resistance.
You got it. The growing resistance. And eventually it'll leave the view of the telescope, and then eventually hit more and more and more, and then re-enter the Earth's atmosphere and burn up in a flash. And that's the end of the astronaut's tool bag and his lunch.
Did you see that? I don't know why this reminds me of that, but you see that one astronaut that took the 6-inch solid steel ball to space, and he was doing this experiment to show people. He took a 6-inch solid steel ball, and it was either a ping pong ball or a tennis ball. I forget which one, but he let it go in space, like in and he gave the ping pong or golf ball just a little push, and the ping pong ball started orbiting the steel ball. And I was like, that is crazy. And she said eventually in about 100, 200 years, because this was only about 4 inches away. She said in about 200, 250 years, this golf ball will actually connect with the steel ball.
And the reason he was saying that was because the gravity of the steel ball, was keeping the golf ball orbiting it.
Yes, it was crazy. You could see gravity at work.
Right, but the golf ball was also hitting air molecules.
Right.
And thus slowing it down. And if it slows down, it means its orbit's going to get shallower and shallower. And finally, it's going to connect and hit the ball.
But I think she did it like outside of the space station too, when they were out on the walk.
Okay, well that
video recorded it.
All right, well I'll check that out, because what's cool.
I forget what her name was though. I wish I could give it to you.
Yeah, no, I think I know who she is.
Yeah, it wasn't the one with the crazy hair everywhere. It was one, she had short hair.
I know that one too.
Yeah, but it was very interesting to see. It's like, wow, she just gave it a little push and it stayed around that steel ball.
Yeah,
just going around it.
Yep.
And I was like, wow.
Yeah, but you have to be really careful, because a giant ball bearing doesn't have as much mass. And this you have more mass.
Yeah.
So you have more gravity than that ball bearing. So you got to make sure you're out of that local area.
All I know is she was saying that it's a very dense ball, and it was more massive than the other one. So
sure,
yeah, less dense, whatever.
Yeah,
but it was. I was like, wow, that's actually pretty cool. It's a pretty cool demonstration of gravity, like in effect.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's interesting.
Yeah, man, it's true.
Yeah, man. So there's the moon.
Well,
Anybody else have any topics?
there's the moon there.
I've
people.
seen somebody say that they would do it with a magnet, cleaning up the space with a giant magnet.
Oh, that'd be great if we just had ferrous metals that we made our rockets out of.
I know, right?
But that's only in some of the engine components. But most of them are titanium and aluminum. So good luck there. There's no magnetic properties, unfortunately. That's a great idea. No, I'm glad. Good thinking.
Remember the giant Meade with the Hoover from Spaceballs?
Yes,
We should make one.
that's funny. It was actually a spaceship, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah, it turned into a giant Meade.
That's right. Yeah, we're
Oh,
going
that's great.
ludicrous speed.
Baseballs is such an underrated film.
I know. Here, when you see Vader come across, clink.
I know. And
Breathe in this thing.
it's freaking Rick Moranis of all people.
I can't breathe in this thing.
Oh, it was great. Like everything, like there's actually a documentary here on YouTube. You guys want to find it about the making of Spaceballs? It's freaking great.
Yes.
They talked to all the actors that were in it, like now.
When did this happen? This is happening now, sir. Everything you're saying is happening now.
Yeah.
Well, what then? We passed it. When? Just now.
It was, at the time, I guess, because it didn't do good in the theaters, but it did great on home video. But it was, now it's like a cult classic. I mean, it's up there with Mel Brooks' other ones like Blazing Saddle and, but definitely. I mean, I wish they would come out with a Mel Brooks box set that has like Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein and Spaceballs and, that'd be great.
I see your swatches as big as mine,
I know.
star. What?
Oh, Jesus.
I am your father's uncle's
I'm
son's
your father's brother's friend's former roommate.
mate. What does that make us? Absolutely nothing. Oh, that's
great. And they captured their stunt doubles.
Yeah, right.
Stupid. And like, how many cameramen did they kill during that movie? Like they were sword fighting, all of a sudden you just see a camera guy drop in front of the screen.
Oh, Jesus.
Dude, it was before its time, man. Oh, man. Yeah, those were the first ones. Like, you can say, like, all these, like, scary movie and stuff. All of them had influences from Mel Brooks.
Yeah,
You know? The first scary movie was great. And not to mention, there was a movie back, I think, in the late 90s called Not Another Teen Movie. And it had almost every star that you see today. It had the Captain America kid. Chris Evans. It had the kid that plays the fast dude on DC. Was it Evan Peters?
Yeah.
And just a whole bunch, like all these mainstream A-list actors are in that movie playing dumb, stupid parts. And it's the best. It was one of the last good ones that were made. Then they started with Scary Movie 2 and 3 and 4 and 10. And it was just,
ridiculous.
And then, the best ones of the time were Mel Brooks or anything with Leslie Nielsen. They were they were like Airplane or Naked Gun or, they were the best thought out stupid movies. And the last real cinematic, well done, stupid movie was Dumb and Dumber. I have to say it. It was Dumb and Dumber, hands down. The original Dumb and Dumber. The writing was great.
Hey, what do you hear the most annoying sound in the world?
You didn't see none of the jokes coming. When he's talking about, I don't know, I got sent a John Deere letter. I mean, really? Like, there's so much of that movie I watched to this day that I didn't catch back then. Like, listen to the dialogue. If you go through Dumb and Dumber and listening to the dialogue, you will catch stuff that you completely missed.
Come on, Lloyd. We got to get her suitcase back.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think Dumb and Dumber was the best of those kind of movies, the last one. They made the Dumb and Dumber 2, which was stupid. They went all in on the stupidness, where Dumb and Dumber 1 was actually, you believed it was a movie about two stupid people, and then the sequel, it played up to the stupidity and just made it dumb. But,
oh my God, we gone ludicrous speed. Oh no, we've gone plaid.
But dude, I have never almost pissed myself so hard when freaking Jim Carrey got out of that Lamborghini with his big fluffy boots on. And his giant sunglasses and that snowsuit. He's just handing out $100 bills. He's like, there you go. There you go. Oh, man. That was great. Yeah. But yeah, you won't see movies like that. And some of the movies you can't make anymore. Like,
right.
Can you imagine Blazing Saddles being made today?
Oh, yeah.
The only way they'd ever get it done is if Quentin Tarantino did it. Because he seems to be the only one that likes to use the N-word.
Yeah. Well,
or it gets away with it anyway. You know.
Yep.
But Mel Brooks, he just didn't care.
Sure, I've the creeps and the sweeps.
And Blazing
The what?
Saddles, I hate to say it, was a lot better off with the guy who played, because they originally had in line for what's his name to play that role. Who's the comedian back in the day? Black guy.
All of them.
Before Eddie Murphy. Somebody help me out.
Sammy Davis Jr.?
No, comedian. Mustache, black guy.
Red Fox?
No, Jesus Christ.
He's
No.
all right.
Come on, one of the most popular comics of all time.
Pryor?
Who?
Richard Pryor?
Pryor. Richard Pryor was originally supposed to play the sheriff in that movie.
Oh, Oh, come on.
But it was a scheduling thing. And,
Wow.
this other guy took over. And I think it's better with the other guy. The other guy clicked with Gene Wilder so good. I've seen enough movies with Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. I think that other guy really did it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great movie. Have you never seen Blazing Saddles? Check it out. Get ready to laugh, especially when they have the beans.
Yes.
And once again, one of the funniest things ever that you never saw coming was Mongo punching out a fucking horse.
That's right.
Just out of nowhere, he just punched a horse once and it drops. Like Mongo straight up UFC to horse.
Yeah, he did. I remember.
It was great. But nobody ever seen it coming. They were like, what's he doing? And then the little old ladies with the pies. Jesus. You can never do that today.
Wow. That's true.
Never. Never get away with it. You want to talk about cancel culture coming after you. Jesus. They would own that movie before it was even released.
Daniel Whitaker says Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. What's that one? You heard
That's
that
another
one?
one.
Not a Mel Brooks, though. Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Is that a Mel Brooks?
Roger, what's your Victor? Victor.
What's your Victor?
Freaking airplane.
Yeah.
And I thought both airplanes were great.
Yeah. I like when Leslie Nielsen comes in after they land safely, after all the tension's over, and he goes, I just want to let you know, I'm rooting for you. And I forget what he says there.
Yeah.
But he comes in and says the same pep talk that he said while they were in the air.
He said it like 3 times.
No.
Just want you to know, we're all counting on you.
Yeah, we're all counting on you. It's like, what?
Yeah, Airplane was not a Mel Brooks film. But it was still well done.
Yeah.
But yeah. Great movies.
Yeah.
Great times.
Excuse me, stewardess. I speak jive.
And you know what's crazy? I put that Snapchat filter on Ronald.
Yeah.
ERRT radio in the chat for anybody else. I put that Snapchat filter on him, and dude, it was one with the buggy eyes that were going all different directions. He looked exactly like that hunchback from Young Frankenstein.
Yeah. That's
Remember that picture? Did I show it to you when we were there?
And the actor Marty Feldman.
Yeah, he looked exactly like him. I was like, holy crap. I wish I could find that picture. I'd post it up for y'all to see. It was funny.
Oh yeah, I tried.
But you know what? Ronald looks like Ronald in person looks exactly a match for Robin Williams.
Robin Williams?
Yeah, Robin Williams. He is an exact match.
Well, not exact.
Yeah, facial wise, he is an exact match of Robin Williams. Yep.
Before or after?
What, death?
Ronald, come on, Ronald. Wake
No,
your
he
butt
does.
up.
He looks. Ask Heidi. Ask anybody. He looks exactly like Robin Williams.
Yeah, we've said that to him before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once I pointed it out, Heidi was like, "Oh my god!" You know how Heidi gets.
Mm-hmm.
So
We should do it like he's gonna be at Pine Bush. You're gonna be at Pine Bush.
no,
Jerk.
I told you, I'm boycotting.
You whatever. Bill's not. He's helping.
I
produce
know.
it.
That's what made me boycott it.
I know. You're a jerk.
He told me to stay on him, make sure he doesn't do it. So that's what I did.
Well, I convinced him to do it.
Yeah. Well, that's because you're a jerk.
Oh, so now I am.
Wait. What hand do you have in Pine Bush?
Nothing. They owe me a lot of money.
They owe you a lot of money?
David Schmidt, have a good day. Sorry, man. But thank you for coming along. I'm sure Keith appreciates your presence.
Yes, sir.
Although he won't say it because he ignores people like you.
I like Earth Sciences.
But I didn't.
Don't listen to this Benedict Arnold.
Ooh, take it easy.
So what, did you say that they owe you a lot of money?
Oh yeah, God, yeah. They owe me thousands of dollars actually.
Then why are you doing it again?
Because it's not the people who are coming to this conference that owe me the money. Okay.
So you're okay with doing it for free?
No, I'm not. They're paying me, but I'm not going there. The arrangement I had was to do stuff for the museum. Mm-hmm. I did all these fancy displays, and I had, Ket Torvaldsen helped me. Remember Ket? Mm-hmm. Okay, she helped me. I talked to her today, as a matter of fact. Her and I are actually writing a book together, and my book, The Populated Universe, is available on Amazon as well. And her book, The Hybrid Story, is also available. You can get it from kettorvaldsen.com.
So what is it called, like The Populated Hybrid?
You're a dweeb.
What book are you writing? Is this based on your talks that you guys give?
Yeah, we're actually doing one on cosmology and astronomy. So her book is going to be on cosmology, and then we're going to do a further book that talks about the experiences we've had to break the scientific understanding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the talk I just gave out in Las Vegas, Laughlin, Nevada, was all about that. It was all about the fact that the science we understand is broken. It does not explain all of the things. And we talk about everything from galactic rotation not working the way we think it ought to the expansion rate of the universe, right down to some other experiences I've had that I don't understand.
Sorry, I'm losing frames. So if you guys buffer at all, I see OBS doing a funky little shift. Just so you know, it says I lost about 106 frames. So I'm not sure why, but just in case you do.
Well, it's trying to catch up to live, perhaps. I don't know.
Anyway, back to Pine Bush.
Yeah. So I did a lot of work for the museum with Kat, as I told you.
Yeah, Captain Sweater.
She's from Norway.
Mm-hmm.
What? Captain Sweater? What's that?
Captain Scarf. Gotcha.
I don't get it. Captain Scarf.
You know who Captain Scarf is. Now stop.
I don't.
The only guy wearing a scarf in the middle of summer.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's his character. He's actually a live cartoon character.
Oh, great.
That's his thing.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, to each his own. I don't.
Hey, yep, not judging here.
You're such a you. So
I'm just saying. Listen, hey, okay. So you helped with the whole museum. Gotcha.
Yeah,
is that museum still there?
Yes, I did dioramas and all those things.
No. Is that museum still there?
Yes, I said, and I did dioramas for them, and I agreed to do it for a certain price. Had a contract, and then when I was done, they had paid me a deposit a couple months earlier. When I came to get the final payment, they had a very, very small fraction of that and said, "Yeah, sorry, we can't do it." I think, what? Why didn't you tell me that the entire time I was here installing them in the last couple of days? They waited until later to tell me. So that was sort of, and it wasn't the fault of the people running the museum. It was the fault of the person who said to the museum people, "Go for it and do what you want." He then pulled the rug out from under them. Yes.
Okay. So
and that was a guy named Dino. I have no problem saying his name.
Yeah.
He owes me a lot of money. And if here's this stream, then let him hear it.
Well, here's my thing. I said that if we were going to do Pine Bush again, that Bill had to be in charge. That was the only way it was going to happen.
Yeah, and it's actually,
and he should be.
Yeah, he's not in charge. Actually, he's in charge of getting the speakers. He's not in charge of the AV and all the audio stuff.
Yeah, and that's stupid. He's more than set up to do it.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to do that part, I don't think.
Yes, he does.
All right, well, we'll see.
I guarantee you it would make him happy. If he didn't have to run the KGRA tent and stuff like that, if they're not going to do it this year, which I don't know if they are or not, and you set Bill on audio, video, and stuff for the speakers, I bet you would have the best speaking experience of your life. You would have all your stuff. You would have a nice presentation. You would have the screen board, everything you need. You would be on speakers. You'd be able to, record the audio and everything. I guarantee it, because he would do it right.
Yeah. I wanted to say something to Kubota Man Dan. I have a Kubota too, Dan. I have a B21 backhoe and loader. Well, I'm trying to sell it too. Actually, it's only got just over 1,000 hours on it, so it's really quite not even broken in barely. He asks a question about what do you think about deep sea, another world for streams live from the research vessels on YouTube. The answer is that's being done. You can look it up. And I told him, look up the Scripps Institute. They have a live ocean feed where you can see ocean life of all kinds in the bottom. That's something I've actually been very interested in. I was going to either be an oceanographer or an astronomer. And I decided to get a degree in astronomy. But the odd thing is you have to know a lot about oceanography anyway, which is kind of cool. As an oceanographer, you might not know a lot about astronomy, but as an astronomer, you have to know about oceans because it's earth science, and you need to know a lot about earth science to understand how the ocean affects life here and in other parts of the universe. Pretty cool.
Good old earth sciences. Wait, you said you had a Kubota?
Ooh.
Should I throw that on my trailer too when I come to pick up that
Only if you're gonna buy it.
No, I was just gonna steal it.
Okay, it's already happened once, but we got it back. So,
how much you want for it?
I'm selling it for $13,500.
I'll give you a Snickers and half of Rice Krispie treat.
Holy crap, you got it! Yeah,
I don't think. I don't need one that bad. But it is. You said it's almost brand new. So try to sell it, and I'll take it and I'll ship that for you too. There you go.
Alrighty. Yeah.
Depends on where it goes, how much I'll charge you.
Yeah.
Or charge the buyer, whatever.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. I don't know how much.
Ronald said that Bill did get them to move across the street to the larger building. I'm not sure what that means. I
can tell you what it means because I was there for that.
All right.
We did all of our presentations for Pine Bush, which is in the town of what town is it in New York? Begins with a C. It's a hamlet of the town of Fumba. It's a hamlet of the town of Fumba.
So you weren't in the courthouse last year?
Yeah, it was in the courthouse.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but the fact is that was too small.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And what they are going to do now is they're moving it to a much bigger facility that has a professional AV thing, not just this little screen that goes up for like home movies, which we had the first year, and the second year we barely had that at all.
Yep.
Yeah. You were in the back of the room, you saw.
Yeah.
No, you got to go this time.
By the way, did you want part 2, 3, and 4 of your speech?
I would have loved to see that.
Yeah, they're all I got to do is throw them in and line them up, and they're ready.
Yeah, all you have to do.
Did you like the first part?
Yeah, I don't even know where it is now. I mean, they're gonna have to get 1, 2, and 3, and 4 now.
All right, I have to send you a whole zip of them.
You will. Yeah, you will.
No problem. Then you can upload them to your YouTube channel.
And Dang is asking me about the electric universe. Let me first go back to Kubota Man Dan. I wanted to say, if you get a chance, look up these deep ocean feeds. There's a number of live ones out there now that you can go see. Scripps Institute, SCRIPPS, runs some of them, and they're used for students, but they're also broadcast live, and many of them you can see on rebroadcast. But I've watched them live, and it's like, wow, I mean, it's really better than looking out of the little tiny conical windows of a tiny submersible. I've been in a tiny submersible, the Alvin actually, which dove on the Titanic. I certainly did not, but I've been inside the Alvin, and it's pretty cramped in there, even at best. So seeing it through a camera from the comfort of your own home is just so much better. That's called telepresence, and that's sort of what I'm into. I'm into telepresence. So telepresence to observatories, telescopes, telepresence to the ocean floor. I would love to do it all. Anyway, Emma's leaving. See you later, Emma. Now, to answer the question from before, Dang says, what do I think about the electric universe? Well, I can say one thing. I know that when we look at craters, we're looking at impact scars. We're not looking at electromagnetic scars created by some type of electromagnetic energy. We have too many models that show us exactly how craters form. So we see craters forming. In fact, on our stream, and not on P&K space imaging, unfortunately, during the January eclipse,
Sausage.
we were one of 5 groups on the planet that actually caught the meteor hitting the moon during the lunar eclipse. Just saw it hit, which is kind of cool. And it just happened to be P&K was zooming in, or Paul was zooming out, whatever he was doing.
What were we doing at that time? I
You
don't
were-
know. I have to look again just to make sure we didn't catch it. I think we were,
You were zoomed into one feature. You were far from that area.
yeah.
It was the lower, the southeast side of the moon.
Hmm.
You were there, and I was so disappointed because I wanted to see it from Paul's view.
But at least we got it from Griffith.
Yeah, and me.
Griffith called it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were able to confirm it anyway.
Yeah.
You know, with other sites. I think we confirmed it with Griffith, you, and I think who's the telescope people? Who's the astronomy people on YouTube? Us, of course, but you know who I'm talking about. You're part of their group. What are they called?
I'm blank.
You can do it. You can do it. What are they called?
Do it.
You're part of their group. They do like astronomy stuff, like eclipses and.
Oh yeah, who is that? I mean, who?
You pay to be part of their group, Mark. I don't know if you pay.
Slew?
Slew. There we go.
Okay, yeah.
And we confirmed it with Slew. So yeah, we were able to confirm it. Those 3 that it did actually happen, and all 3 caught it. So we were good.
And Daniel Whitaker, yes, Woods Hole is what is the oceanographic institution that runs the Alvin submersible. Alvin is an interesting name, Alvin. It actually is a 2-part name. It's Alvin,
Chipmunk.
Alan Vine. It was named after the man who designed the Alvin originally, Alan Vine. That's what the name came from, Alvin. And I've been in the modern Alvin, the one that has thrusters, not big giant propellers in the back end. I built a model that's fully functional underwater of the Alvin, and we've used it in several miniseries on TV, actually. That goes to my visual effects work that I do. But that's actually sitting right out here. You've seen it when you were here, Keith, up on the shelf.
Yep.
You know, right next to the Trieste. The Trieste is another one we made. Basically the giant kerosene tank that just drops to the bottom and let Auguste Picard look around and see gray haze everywhere he looked.
Yeah.
For just a few minutes, and they thought that the ball they were in was going to be imploded, but it was shattered just outside their a window that was actually totally surrounded by water that shattered from crystals making it improperly. So it was pretty cool. They lived. Everybody lived.
Everybody lived.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. We're approaching 10 o'clock. I guess Paul wants to end at 10. So, yeah. We had a good time.
All right.
We got, man, remember I said, we'll probably go for an hour. That didn't happen.
2
hour and a half.
Yesterday with the stream was no different for me, and people know this.
Yeah.
Going in the stream, okay, well, wait, just one more thing. Just one more thing.
Yeah.
My voice was barely working anymore. I only just got my voice back yesterday. I couldn't do my radio show yesterday because I was sick all weekend. I couldn't prepare. So Sunday night, I don't have to prepare for streams because streams, they just present themselves and I know what to say because that's the astronomy world I live in.
Right. And now I can run down the list of all your goodies. Are you ready?
Am I ready? I don't know if I'm ever.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been me, Keith, from P&K Space Imaging, and Mark D'Antonio. You can catch him on KGR Radio, Sunday nights at 8 to 10 on SkyTour Radio.
GRA Radio.
Yep. You can catch him on SkyTour live stream here on YouTube, which he will gladly post a link in the chat for. You can catch him on NASA's Unexplained Files. You can catch him on What on Earth. You can catch him on Aliens on the Moon. You can all kinds of stuff.
Contact Discovery was a more recent one I did.
Contact Discovery.
Yeah.
So yeah, just look up Mark D'Antonio. You'll find him.
Fun stuff. I mean, the thing is, I guess what they want me to do is I'm an astronomer. I'm also a voice of reason, right? I guess. So okay, I'll tell you what I think that video is. I'm not going to make a pronouncement. That is a bird, definitely a bird. I mean, if it's definitely a bird, and I can tell it's a bird and prove it's a bird. Most importantly, I'll say it's a bird. But if I can't, well, then I won't. I'll err on the side of caution. But
right.
I think there's mysteries out there. I've been subjected to several mysteries, which is the talks. I've done these talks all over the world now.
Yeah.
You know, I was in Norway in August doing talks. I was in Vegas. I would be elsewhere. You know, there's a lot of things happening.
I should mention, by the way, I bring Mark on this stream to be a little more relaxed. But you over on his channel, it's all business.
No, it's not.
It's all business. No, I'm just joking. It's a good time. Over here, he can be a little bit more relaxed and a little more goofy, if you know what I mean. But yeah, the guy definitely knows his shit. Second to none. So make sure you get over there and subscribe. When he does some Deep Space Live, you get to see Deep Space Live.
Yeah, and that's
about nebula and dual star systems and just crazy stuff.
Yeah, places where stars are being born. And you know what? We have our observatory here on the East Coast called Sky Tour Livestream East, and the reason I qualify it with the direction is because we're also doing Sky Tour Livestream West out in the Sonoran Desert in Arizona, and I just got back from there about a week ago, which is hence the rough voice. We poured the pad for the new observatory out there, and I have the new telescope here, and I'm testing it now in Sky Tour East. I have other equipment here, the new camera, the new computer. All that stuff goes out to Sky Tour West and gets installed, and we're going to go live, literally. From the time the pier is made, I should be able to be there, set up at like 9 in the morning, and by that evening, we should be able to go live with Sky Tour Livestream West when I finally get out there to do this, and that'll be in the near future. That the building is being built next, and we're thinking it's going to be a roll-off roof observatory, and it's going to be an 11-foot by 11-foot building. Now that doesn't sound like it's big, but the way we're going to do the roll-off roof, the entire roof is going to come off the building, and we could actually put 3 different telescope piers in there, and every one of them will have an unobstructed view 360 degrees. Now you'll say, well, how could that be? Because if they're sticking up, they'll see another telescope if they look in a particular direction. Yes, they would, if the pier wasn't moving on a vertical axis. But the piers are going to move on a vertical axis so that they go up and down, so that when one telescope's taking a picture, it'll be up in the air. Then it'll come down, and other telescope takes a picture, it'll be up in the air. If it's streaming like this, that telescope will remain in the lowered position until such time as it needs to raise, and then it'll raise. Really cool stuff.
That's how you get her done. So once again, I want to thank Mark for joining me once again for Kickback Night. As I said, we haven't been on a lot lately.
Yeah, I know.
So it was good to kick back and talk to you for a little bit. I'll eventually get a hold of Bill. We'll probably be doing a couple more streams yet this thing, and we'll see. It might get to the point where Paul's streaming the feed directly into here, depending on how busy I get. So just so if you come on to P&K and we're live and you don't see none of this stuff on the screen, like the clock or the moon position or anything like that, just know Paul's the one feeding it directly into the channel. That way you know. But besides that, had a great night, guys. Thanks for joining us. I'll leave this on for about 5 minutes after we knock off.
Yeah.
And then we'll see you another night, hopefully tomorrow night.
Yeah, well, it's going to be just past first quarter tomorrow, so.
Yeah. Shadows are going to be changing. And then Aristarchus is going to be coming up before we know it. All right, guys. Everybody have a good night, and we will see you another time.
See you later. Bye.